Good day, I'm Dr. Evony Lambito Alisa Devesa, and I will be sharing with you mga strategies in raising a thinking child, okay? I hope you can learn from this and you can apply this to your family, your friends, and loved ones. Okay, you can share, you can like, and subscribe to my channel for updates. So, we have steps. You and your child will have a game. That game would be thinking the sequence of things. Okay, we use before and after, or in our layman's term, ang anong natabo sa muni, dayon ano dayon ang natabo after sina. Okay? So, before and after. So, like for example, so before you brush your teeth, what do you do? So before I brush my teeth, I put toothbrush, something like that. The child will answer that. Okay. So if there is an incident like both your children have a fight and then you ask them, so before you poke or you punched Mike, or for example, before you punched Mike, what happened? Okay, then the child would say, before I punched Mike, he teased me. Okay? Before siya kuno ginsumbag ni Mike, okay, ginsulog siya. Okay. So, something like that. So, para maisip nila and they can think the reasons behind or the event that happened before it has the sequence or the consequence of that event. Okay? So before this person hurt that person, this happened. Okay, they will analyze. Okay, that's why he punched me, or that's why he teased me because I did that, something like that. Okay, before and after. We go to what might happen if. Okay, for example, what might happen if you stay up all night. So, anong matabo kung landa ka TV or nag-watch ka sa phone mo late at night na anong matabo? Okay, ask sang mother or sang primary caregiver, maybe also a father, to the child. Okay, so the child will answer, okay, if I will stay at night, kung magpa-tener ko sa gabi, kag hindi ako magtulog dayon, mabugtaw ko late na sa agaw na, something like that. So the child will think of the consequences if he or she will do this. Okay, what might happen if? Okay, so another example is, what might happen if you tease your friend? Okay, what will happen if isulugon mo yung friend? Okay, the child will think, okay, kung isulugon ko akong friend, if I tease him, he may punch me, he may cry, okay, pwede siyang manumbag, pwede siyang maibi, something like that. Okay, ma-think ng child. That's why, practice na siya. You have to practice that, what might happen if, okay? And then, you lead that question, okay, if i-punch ka niya, or if makry siya, ano din matabo? Okay, speedy sugi doon sa guidance, so, something like that. So, may area siya consequences. So, what might happen if, and then, after some event, so, if that will happen, what will happen next? Okay, ano din yung matabo if magibi siya, if manumbag siya, ano din yung matabo? And then, go on and go on. So, bale, the last thing or the outcome would be, what will be the solution in order for that not to happen? Okay, so we go back to what might happen. So that the child will avoid that or will not do that. Okay, so if you don't want your child to stay late at night, you can talk to the child about that. Or if you don't want the child to be lazy or for your child to study well, you can actually have this scenario. What if hindi ka mag-study? What if you will not study? Okay, the child will answer, pwede magnubo grades ko. My grades I will have failing grades, something like that. So, kung magnubo yung mga grades, ano matabo? Hindi na ako kaskwila sa sunod, or mabalik ako from grade 3, mag-grade 2 ako. something na, so I will go back again, repeat my grade 2, something like that. So, if ma-repeat kasi grade 2, ano matabo? Okay. So, until the child will think na, okay, ma-study na ko. Okay, I will study so that it will not happen. The solution is, for the child to avoid the consequences, the child would avoid what he or she is doing. So, you have to set an example. Okay. So, the child will think, okay, I will not do this. I will not do that. You can also use the process of considering consequences. So, there are options. You give options to the child. So, like, for example, your child is not studying. Okay. So, your child is not studying, so what are the consequences? Okay, ma-fail siya, and another one is mamangita sa tutor, kinabudlayan siya gali, or the child have difficulty studying or focusing on his exams or her exams or the homeworks. Okay, so give options for the child to think the better option. Okay, so after having those options, you can have 2, 3, or 4. And then, what might happen with these different options? And then, after that, you discuss the consequences to the child. Amo ni matabo, no? Ti ano din matabo. You ask the child. You always ask the child and let the child think. It may take minutes, seconds, or an hour, but let the child think, okay? This activity is actually helping raise a thinking child. So, that's why, let the child think, okay? Let the child think, because resiliency also develops if the child is developing the way he or she thinks, and it's the better. How to handle if the child answers with regards to what might happen, what are the consequences? The child will answer, I don't know, nothing will happen. So, why man may matabo? Wala ko kabalo. So, actually, you cannot just push that activity to the child, no? You can have time for another activities or thinking of consequences on another situation. But you also can ask the child, so, if nothing will happen, maybe there are things that can happen. So, you can also ask another question to the child. So, the child will be triggered, or the child will answer back, or think of anything that can actually happen. So, that would be another one. Okay, another ways to have to raise a thinking child is to handle the emotions. So, you have to ask, what if the child or Mike hits you? What will you feel? Okay, focus on the emotions. Okay, so the child would answer sad and hurt, or nasubuan ako, no, dumasakitan ako. So, what will you do after if you are hurt? Okay, the child will answer, I will fight back. Okay, then that's the time you have to ask, so is there any alternative? I mean, aside from fighting back, is there other or different way you can handle that situation? Ano ay hanang iban pagid nga pwede mo ubra? Okay, let the child think of other good consequences that he or she can use in order to handle the situation. Okay, there are times that parents can be very protective, and instead of thinking this way or doing this kind of activity or raising a thinking child, the parents can also be emotional and have difficulty with their impulse control. And actually, that is important because our emotional quotient or intelligence starts with us. How can we share a good emotional intelligence, or how can a child imitate that kind of emotional quotient or intelligence if you cannot give a good example to the child? Okay, so if you want the child to have a self-control, you also have to have a self-control. So, okay, so always ask for a different alternative ways in order to deal with the situation. So, instead of fighting back, what will you do? Or other way you can do. The child can answer, I can ask him why he hit me, why he hurt me, something like that. Okay, let the child think.